Former Nebraska Governor and current U.S. Senator Pete Ricketts makes a stop here in the Panhandle. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, U.S. Senator Pete Ricketts is sounding the alarm on federal spending, saying it needs to be brought under control in much the same fashion as happened in Nebraska when he was governor. Ricketts is on a tour of the state, explaining how a lack of discipline in spending, including funding of some very questionable items, is driving inflation and placing a strain on the economy. During a stop at the Legacy of the Plains Museum Wednesday, the junior Nebraska senator said while the appropriation system has been less than ideal for decades, much of the economic damage now really took off during the Biden-Harris administration.
Between 2019 and 2023, federal government spending was up 40%. 40%. Now, our revenues across that time period were actually pretty strong. Those were up 28%. But our federal spending far outstripped that. At the same time, our population only grew 2.5%.
Ricketts said all classes of federal spending have risen rapidly the last few years, but the most damaging is interest on the public debt, which is $892 billion for fiscal year 2024, up 137% since 2019, and second only to spending on Social Security. He asked those in attendance to help spread the word and get more people informed to help put pressure on Congress to return to the regular order of the appropriations process, which allows better oversight and gets annual spending growth limited to 3% or less. Well, after 18 years of service on the bench, Nebraska Supreme Court Justice Mike Heavican is retiring. Heavican announced on Wednesday he had submitted a letter to Governor Jim Pillen that his last day would be October 31st. In a statement, Pillen congratulated Heavican on his retirement and thanked him for his amazing public service to the state, saying he served Nebraska's Supreme Court with professionalism. Lieutenant Governor Joe Kelly, who served with Heavican during his time in the Lancaster County Attorney's Office, said that in office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and as Chief Justice, Heavican has been the perfect example of all that a public servant should be. Pursuant to the law, the Judicial Nominating Commission will solicit the names of potential nominees to be presented to Governor Pillen for consideration of appointment. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
When it comes to your health, you deserve the very best. At Morrill County Community Hospital, they provide top-notch care with compassion and expertise. From routine checkups to advanced surgeries, their dedicated team is here for you 24/7. With state-of-the-art technology and a patient-first approach, they ensure you and your loved ones receive the highest quality care. Because at Morrill County Community Hospital, your health is their priority. Visit Morrill County Community Hospital today in Bridgeport. Morrill County Community Hospital. Exceptional care right here at home.
Welcome back. A former Alliance man has been convicted by a federal jury on 2 child pornography charges. 39-year-old Tyler Denby was found guilty of 1 count of transportation of child pornography and 1 count of possession of child pornography. In 2021, Alliance police received 2 calls for assistance concerning an individual threatening officers, and after encountering Denby at a local gas station, a search of his vehicle uncovered a large number of electronics and some very concerning items, including a pillowcase filled with stained children's underwear. While Denby was in custody, he was interviewed by law enforcement, and he admitted to having child pornography on those devices, and that he traveled from Montana to Nebraska with those electronics. The verdict subjects Denby to a potential prison term of up to 20 years on each count, and a minimum of 5 years on the transportation count, with sentencing set for November 21st. Well, the man who was arrested after more than a dozen dogs were rescued from a filthy camper filled with feces and urine has been sentenced. In March, 45-year-old J.D. Sims was arrested and charged with 21 counts of cruelty of animals. The Panhandle Humane Society and local veterinarians stepped in to nurse the dogs back to full health before getting them all adopted to proper homes. Last week in court, J.D. Sims was sentenced after pleading no contest to 8 of the Class 1 misdemeanors and was sentenced to a total of 18 months in jail and nearly $3,000 in restitution. His wife and co-defendant, 41-year-old Sedania Sims, will be back in court in October as she still faces 21 counts in this case. And a 26-year-old Scottsbluff woman is facing felony arson charge after starting a fire in her bedroom in a trailer in southeast Scottsbluff. Late Monday night, authorities were dispatched to Jerry Drive for a fire that was started by Kendra Horrocks. Other residents at the home told officers there were flames coming out of the window, and they used a garden hose to extinguish the blaze before it spread elsewhere. When police interviewed Horrocks, she admitted that she lit blankets on fire with a lighter, which she handed over to officers. She's facing a Class 2 felony charge of first-degree arson and was slated to make her first appearance Wednesday in Scottsbluff County Court.
I imagined retirement in a place where we could enjoy our golden years, where adventure and friendship are the only items on the schedule. The Garden Homes at Northfield gives us the luxury we planned for and peace of mind when it comes to convenience, safety, and comfort. We never have to stop and think about the day-to-day upkeep. We love to explore abroad, but most importantly in our backyard. So much to do, so much to see. Here at Northfield, we get the protection of life care, incredible tax benefits, and secured rates for aging services. It's peaceful, knowing that if our needs change, we'll be taken care of. And most importantly, that our kids will never have to make any tough decisions. There never seemed to be enough time to do all the things we wanted. Now we get to focus our energy on enjoying what this community has to offer. At the Garden Homes, life is ours again. A place we had dreamed about. A chance to focus on us.
The incredible Renewal by Anderson Dog Days of Summer Sale is here, and I will sit up and shake for this one. It's the best offer ever for new windows and doors. Please listen to this. You get 20% off, an additional 5% off if purchased on the initial consultation. No payments for 24 months, 2 whole years, no payments. Please visit rbawyoming.com. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. Don't wait. This deal ends August 31st. 2 years, no payments. That's doggone awesome.
Now the latest from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint. You're driving home our reputation.
It's time to preview action on the diamond. Softball time with 3 teams here in the region to take a look at today. 2 of those teams opening today and then 1 tomorrow. Let's start with the Gehring Bulldogs and head coach Zach Ostergaard. They're in Hastings today to play the Tigers and Grand Island Northwest.
Yeah, starting off with Hastings and Grand Island Northwest start the season. You know, some may look at it, kind of as a challenge, or you can look at it in a negative aspect. I think it's a good challenge for us and to kind of see where we're at to start the season and see what we need to build off of. We have a really good group of girls. We're really young this year.
The biggest known for Gehring on the diamond this year, the return of senior Gabby Moreno, who last year hit .479 with 10 home runs and 47 runs driven in, breaking some records along the way.
She's one of a kind, and I've let her know that a lot. And she's one of those people that she's never satisfied. So, it's kudos to her. She always wants to work hard and, always be a better player and a better person. And she's a great kid to kind of revolve a program around. They don't come around too often, and, the rest of the girls kind of swarm to her and look for her guidance. And so far, she's been doing a really good job of that.
Gearing went 22-6 last season, but lost their last 3 games, including getting swept at home by Duchesne Roncalli in a district final. Despite all those individual exploits, Moreno focused on the team aspect and getting back to that same spot this season.
I think our goal is ultimately making it back to that district final game. We want to change what we did last year and win, and hopefully go to state this year. So.
Gearing opening today in Hastings, and then they'll be at the Aurora tournament coming up tomorrow. They'll host rival Scottsbluff a week from tonight. Speaking of the Scottsbluff Bearcats, let's go ahead and take a look at what they've got going on this year. Coming off another appearance in the state tournament 1 year ago, head coach Dan Fox says new season, same goals, same aggressive style.
No difference. No matter what the team is like, we're going to go out there and compete. And that's what we're going to compete all the time. We're going to go 100%. We're going to be aggressive everything we do. I think we're really prepared for this year. So I know the girls are just kind of like they can't wait to get out there. So we'll play Lexington on Friday, no different. We expect to go in there and compete, and then on Saturday, go win that tournament.
The top returner for Scottsbluff is Adriana Rodriguez. She's seen plenty of success both individually and as a team in her first 3 years in the Scottsbluff program.
Oh, for sure. Definitely my 4th year going. We definitely need to make it there, and it's definitely one of our biggest goals and our highest goal that we're shooting to make.
Now, to be clear, Scottsbluff graduated a ton of firepower off last year's team, but Coach Fox able to reload with some transfers in the mix this year.
Here we have the Schneider twins from Alliance that came over. It's Hallie and Hannah. They're both pitchers. They're very fundamentally sound. So they kind of added that depth for us that we lost from last year a little bit. So that's one good thing. I think they're going to actually help us with the defensive side and pitching, and for sure. And so really excited to see they both have good sticks. And so, really excited for those two. And then we brought in Kay Michelson. She transferred over last year after the fall season, and one thing about her, she was always a hard out when she played for Gearing, and but she's a good stick, so she comes in with a really good stick and just experience.
Scottsbluff will open their season tomorrow. They'll be at Lexington, stay overnight, and take part in the Lexington tournament then on Saturday. Let's close things out today as far as the softball preview is concerned with the Baird Tigers. They enter their 3rd season as a program. Trayton Harmon out at practice yesterday to visit with head coach Stephen Posey, who touched on the expectations for this season.
So really preaching to the girls that we're looking to win, right? We're not looking just to survive another season, but we're looking to win. And I really think that we can compete at the end of the season if we are playing at the level we want to. We really can go back east and we're going to be able to compete in our district and in our sub-district to try to vie for that.
Senior Haley Edmonds says it's a tight-knit team with some experience returning this year.
What gets me excited is since we're so senior heavy, I think we have a lot of potential. Looking forward into this season, I think it should be pretty exciting.
Baird will have a doozy of a start to the season, putting some miles on the bus. They look to get off to a good start beginning today up north.
Yep, so every year we go back east to North Bend, and it's a great tournament. They've been great for us last year. So we first we start with Southern Valley Alma. We play them in Shattering, and then from there we go straight to Schuyler, and we play a doubleheader at Schuyler tomorrow night. And then on North Bend Saturday we play 3 games, and then we travel all the way back here. So it's really a great time to start our season, but our girls are ready for it. Most of our girls play travel, so they're used to that grueling, Sunday bracket play where you're playing 6-7 games. So they're really used to it, and they're ready to get started.
Big thanks to Coach Posey for having Trayton out yesterday. Gearing and Baird with their opening games of the year today. Scottsbluff will start their season tomorrow. Our first softball broadcast will be next Tuesday when the Bearcats host Sterling, Colorado, and then Gearing hosting Scottsbluff a week from tonight. That's the latest today from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Tri-City Stormwater presents Stormwater 101, an illicit discharge.
let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, the Riverside Discovery Center board members have narrowed down the search for a permanent director down to 2 candidates. Scottsbluff City Council liaison Matt Solomon says one of the finalists is from Pennsylvania and the other is from South Africa.
And then whichever one they decide to go with, they're going to offer a multi-year contract with the incoming director, so there's continuity within the government. So it's not moving director from director, but we'll have consistency for a few years. So that's kind of the main goal.
Former zoo director Anthony Mason stepped down from the post in late 2022, followed by a brief stint by Hawk Buckman. In February 2023, Desiree Drain Davison was hired on as executive director, and she resigned this past May. During this constant change in leadership, the zoo lost its AZA accreditation, and many of its bigger animals died after tainted meat was donated and fed to its tigers, pumas, and bears. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.